Hi everyone, I'm back. If you don't remember me, my name is Bill Bond, and today for our third lesson, you're going to learn all about stocks and ownership. You're also going to learn about how the items that you and your family own change in value over time. We'll also learn about how to use the SIF website today. This week, we will begin by reviewing important concepts from Lesson 2. Then we will learn some new terms. After that, we will take a quick math break, then learn how to navigate the SIF website, and end with reflecting on what you have learned this lesson. By the end of this week, you should all be able to define stocks and financial investments, describe how things you own change in value over time, explain how stock is a form of ownership that changes in value over time, calculate percent increase by using ratio reasoning, and navigate the SIF website by logging in and inputting your attendance. Now, with a partner, turn to page 1.3 of your student workbook and complete the flash review using your knowledge from Lesson 2. Then go over your responses to each scenario with your class. After you have finished this, turn to the weekly reflection sheet on page 3.2. Each week, you will take time after you finish the flash review to reflect on the week by completing the weekly reflection sheet. This sheet asks you to consider your attendance, academic goals, and decision-making throughout the previous week. You will consider how this will affect SIF dollars you earn throughout the year. Remember, you have to be chosen to be a participant in the Stocks in the Future program. Through this program, you are being given an amazing opportunity to become an investor in the stock market. Welcome back. Now that you've reviewed and reflected, let's get back to Lesson 3. Our first vocabulary term is stock. A stock is a portion or share of ownership in a company. If you own a stock, then you are a part owner of the company from which you brought the stock. For example, if you brought a stock in Coca-Cola, you'll be part owner of the Coca-Cola company. We discussed this word in Lesson 1. However, it is an important vocabulary word you will see again and again. As you learned before, an investment is something done or given in order to gain something better. Similarly, a financial investment is a kind of investment in which a person spends money with the expectation of earning more money. In this lesson, you will learn what a stock is and how it is a kind of financial investment. You will also learn why people like to buy stocks. But for now, we are going to explore how the value of our investments change over time. Turn to page 3.3 in your student workbook and identify the possessions displayed on the web. Draw additional lines with some of your own possessions. Then, work with your class to complete the activity. Hi again. Here are the logos of all of the companies Stocks in the Future works with. Can you name them all? We have Coca-Cola, Time Warner, Disney, Under Armour, Sony, Sirius, EA Games, Facebook, Southwest Airlines, and Ford. You will be learning a lot about stocks throughout the year, and you will also learn to evaluate the SIF stocks to decide which one you would like to purchase when you have earned enough SIF dollars to purchase shares. Earlier, we learned that some of our possessions increase in value over time. Now, we will apply the concept of percent increase. Now, turn to page 3.4 in your student workbook and work with your class to complete the percent increase math problem.
Okay, so we just learned that some of our possessions increase in value over time. Today, we will apply the concept of percent increase. When we calculate the item's percent increase in value, we set up a proportion. This proportion is written as difference in price in the numerator over the original price in the denominator, which is equal to the percentage increase in the numerator over 100. So now this is exciting. Problem 1 is asking us to determine the percent increase of a Ray Lewis autographed football from 2010 to 2013. So first, set up your proportion. It will be written like this. We have the difference in the value of the price all over the original price which is going to be equal to the percent increase And we're going to put this over 100 because percents are out of 100. Okay, so the next step is to calculate the difference between the original and new prices. So we had $300, which is the new value, minus $200, which is the original value. And this difference is going to go over the original, which is $200. And that's going to be equal to, as we mentioned, the percent increase, which is what we are looking for, all over 100. So now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute everything else in. So for the difference, $300 minus $200 will be $100. So for difference, I will write $100. The original price of the football was $200. So I'll look at my denominator, and I will write $200. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this. Our goal is to make our denominator 100 so that we can compare apples and apples. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the numerator and denominator by 2. If I take $100 divided by 2, I get 50. $200 divided by 2, I get our 100. And that's what we were looking for. So I want to point out something. Now we're able to do an equal comparison because we have 100 in the denominator here and 100 in the denominator here. So by looking at this, the percent increase would then be 50 out of 100 or 50%. Okay, so the second problem is asking us to determine the percent increase of diamond earrings from last year to this year. So using this equation and model from above, we're going to set up a proportion like this. The original cost of the earrings was $400 and an increase to $480. So 480 minus 400 would give us $80. As I mentioned before, last year the earrings were worth $400. So that was the original value. We're going to set the percent increase. This is what we're looking for. So we'll put X there. And as I mentioned before, percents are always out of 100. So 100 will be in the denominator. So now, as I mentioned before, our goal is to compare apples with apples. So we want $100 to be in the denominator in this proportion over here. So we're going to divide the top and bottom by 4. So now we have $80 divided by 4, which will give us $20. And 400 divided by 4 equals 100. So now that comes up with a percent increase of 20%.
After this lesson, you'll follow your teacher's instructions in order to log on to the SIF website. In page 3.5 of your student workbook, there's a cheat sheet that will guide you through this process. Once you log in, you'll be able to enter attendance for the week you have just completed and past weeks in the same quarter. You will be visiting the website at different points throughout the year and completing the remaining rows on the cheat sheet. Now, turn to page 3.6 in your student workbook and complete the connection reflection exercise. When you are done, discuss and share your answers with your class. Then, if you have extra time, complete the extension activity about possessions and value with your classmates. Thanks for being such great listeners today. This is Bill Bond, signing off.